everyone, and welcome to my 7th episode of Christmas in July. And today's theme is Christmas trees. So the first pour is going to be a little tea light holder. It's a small little Christmas tree, and it has a base so that you can put a little tea light on. You can either use a real tea light or you can use the ones that have little batteries in, and they look just as pretty. And then I'm going to be doing a tray. It's a tree tray. And I also printed out a base for the tray and the tea light holder, just to give it a little bit of something extra. So let's jump into the video and see how it turned out. So the first thing was I was going to do 2 different mediums. The actual tea light holder I was going to make in my resinite, which is an eco pour medium, and then the tree tray I was going to use my polyurethane. And before I did that, I needed to put some of my holographic stars and moons into the tray, so I put them directly onto the actual tray. Now that is my polyurethane. If you haven't used polyurethane before, it is a really nice medium to work with. And I also decided to go with the stars and the moon. I was going to use some chameleon mica powder. Now these are from Temu. And then I also used a little bit of aurora powders as well. And then to color the actual polyurethane, I used a green water-based pigment. Was it water-based? No, it's not. It is your normal alcohol base that you use in your resin. And to color the actual resinite, I used the water-based green as well. So they were both going to be a green base. So here I was just adding my holographic stars to the actual tree. I did say holographic stars and moons, but I didn't use any of the moons, just the stars. And then I burnished the actual base of the tea light holder with my chameleon mica, and then I did layers of the chameleon mica and the aurora powder on the actual mold itself. And then I used my resinite to pour into the tea light holder base, and that was just white because obviously I didn't need the green at that stage because I had burnished the actual base of it. And then I added the water base pigment to the resinite and filled up the 2 little halves of the trees. Now I have sped this up a lot, so because there was a lot of footage, even though it looks like a simple piece, it actually did take quite a while to do. Now this is my polyurethane, and the best idea that I have come up with, and quite a few other people have come up with, is to put your color into your B part first, mix that, and then put your A into the B or your B into the A, and then mix it for your few seconds and then pour, because your polyurethane warms up really quickly and you don't have much time to pour it. So it's a lot easier putting the color into one of the parts first, mixing that up, and then mixing up the 2 together. It just gives you a little bit more time so that it doesn't cure on you in the cup. Now I did speed this up nicely so you can see how quickly the polyurethane actually cures. I did do 2 coasters because I had some polyurethane left over. They don't feature in this at all. And look how sweet that little tree tray looks. I think it looks really sweet with the little dotted bits of mica. And that is a makeup brush that I used just to dot the mica onto the tree. I think it just looks quite sweet, not just your plain using a paintbrush. And then that is the little Tealight holder, and the one section of the tree fits and slides into the other section, and it actually really does come out really nicely. So I didn't want to leave that little tree plain, so I got some of my molding paste. Now I have done a couple of videos before using this molding paste, and it is a really nice molding paste. Again, it is Creative Talents, and they are, somebody actually did, I think it was a lady called Yolanda, she confirmed they are a South African company that makes them. And like I said, I have got a few of their products, and they are really, really nice to work with. And this molding paste doesn't take that long to dry, and it's not hard. It's almost like a silicone-ishy feel to it once it's dry. So it's not hard, but it's also not soft. It's actually it's a weird texture once it's actually dry, but it's really nice to work with. So I decided to just go around the tray, also just the edges of the tray with the molding paste, just to give it a little bit of a look as if there was a bit of snow on the side of it. So I was happy with it so far. And what I wanted to do now was just decorate the little tree, just to give it a little bit of bling. And I thought I could use some of the rhinestones, because the rhinestones would shine up nicely and look like little baubles on the actual tree. So I got out some pink rhinestones and some holographic rhinestones. Then what I did do was I decided to use a little PET sticker at the bottom of the tree tray, again just to give it something extra. And then I put some rhinestone glitter and some shimmer into a little bit of my epoxy resin, and that was what I was going to be using for the actual top coat or inside coat for the actual tree. So then, just to finish off the side of the little Tealight holder base, I used my gold metallic marker, and I just went around the edge just so that there wasn't any of the white resinite showing. And actually it was a rose gold metallic marker, not a gold metallic marker. And that was just so that it would blend in with the chameleon marker that I did the actual base of. Right, so now I needed to put on the rhinestones, and I used the B7000. Now that I can see what the actual name of it is, it's a lot easier. And it's easier to use this glue than what I normally use my super glue, because it is an uneven surface. So it's a lot easier to put the rhinestones on with the glue when it's an uneven surface. I do usually use super glue, but that's only if it is more of a solid surface, then I use the super glue, because it does dry quicker. So here I used some rhinestone glitter and some of the shimmer glitter and some UV resin. I just went around the top of the little base, and I dunked it into the glitter, and then I cured it with my UV resin torch. Well, it's a UV torch and it cures UV resin. So that was basically ready, and it was ready to go onto the little stand. And then here I was using the epoxy resin that I had mixed up earlier, and it had the rhinestone glitter and the shimmer glitter, and I was just swirling it around just to get it into all the corners, and also just to make sure that there was not going to be any fish eyes or any dips in the actual top coat. And then I slid in my PET sticker. I chose that because I didn't want the tray to be too plain, because as it was, there was nothing too fancy about the little tea light holder. So I thought I would just put in a little PET sticker. It's a window looking outside, so I thought that would just add something to the tray. And then I used the rest of the epoxy resin that was in the cup. Now these little cups are really handy. They have small measurements on them. Your usual cups that you get, the smallest that I can normally get is, I think it's a 270 milliliters, but they start at 1 ounce or at 30 milliliters. So if you only want 30 milliliters in total, you can't use those cups, because your minimum is 60 if your epoxy is a 1-to-1. So these are nice to have if you just want small amounts, because they start at 5 milliliters. So here I mixed up the 30 mils. I think it was 30 or 20. I can't remember, one of them. But they're really nice to use if you want small amounts of your epoxy resin. And I was just moving off the rhinestone glitter off the window here with my silicone tool, because I didn't really want the rhinestone glitter on top of the sticker. The shimmer is fine because it's really fine, but the rhinestone glitter is quite big, and I think it would just take away from the effect of the actual sticker. Right, so that was ready to cure. I just needed to stick on the top of the little tea light holder. That was just me going over it with the lighter just to pop any bubbles that were hanging around. And here I was using my super glue, because like I said, this is a solid flat surface, so the super glue works better in my opinion when there is a solid surface, or if it's more flat, because it does dry quicker than your B7000. The B7000 does take a few hours to dry, so you have to leave it before you can actually use it or touch the pieces that you've stuck on. We don't have the activator for our super glue. I've seen a lot of the creators, they have an aerosol that they spray onto the surface where you actually put the item that has the super glue on. We don't get that, so my super glue just has to cure on its own, and it doesn't take very long. It takes a minute or so, and it is dry, so I don't know whether the activator would even be of any benefit, but we don't get it anyway. So right, so there we go. That is the base that I printed on my 3D printer, and the little star that I was going to put onto the top of the tree. The base has a little indentation where the tree sits, like that. And then I also just put some stars in the front just to give it a little bit of an effect and make it a little bit more Christmassy. And I was painting it with my metallic craft paint and my glitter craft paint. I added some of the glitter to the pink metallic. I used the pink because I thought it would go a lot better with the rose gold from the little tea light holder. And it did take, I think there was 4 coats that I had to do on this, because I wanted it to be nice, and I didn't want you to see the white or the lines from the 3D printer. So I made sure that I did at least 3 or 4 coats so that it looked nice and solid. The 4th or 5th coat I just did with the glitter paint, and it has a green glitter in it, so that was keeping with the theme of the green of the tree and the little tea light holder. And I just did one coat of the actual glitter paint, and the glitter paint in the pink paint actually gave it a nice texture. You can see the actual texture. You can't really see the glitter through the pink paint, but I wanted it to have sort of a rough orange peel almost surface. So that is why I added the glitter paint to the original pink metallic paint. So the last thing I needed to do was add the little star to the top of the tree. And again, I just used the B7000 because you can use more of a blob of glue. And again, this needed to dry for a little while before I could actually move the tree around. And there is the final photos of the tray and the tea light holder. Let me know what you think of it. Like I said, it was nothing too special, not as pretty as my Mrs. Claus's boots, but I think it looks quite sweet, and I do think that the little PET sticker on the tree does add something a little extra to the piece. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, and I love getting all the comments, and just you watching my videos makes my channel grow, so I really appreciate that too. So again, as usual, until my next Christmas in July episode, I hope you have a great one.